Okay, back in business one more time. Let's see who's out there. Nobody as it stands. Up we are anyways. What I'm going to do today, once I've got someone listening to me, is talk very briefly again about the situation as it stands. And then I'm going to do the 3 topics that we agreed on when last we met. So I'm just going to look those up. What would you need to best benefit you? Obviously, you need to log into the live chat. So please do that at your earliest convenience. So log into the live chat. And also, if you've got copies of the textbooks, either as a PDF copy or as a good, that's good to see, Arvin, either PDF copy or the paper copy, have textbooks with you. That's the thing that help you. Don't worry, no rush. It's going to take a little while for everyone to get in. So things you can do to help me out straight away are log into the live chat and also have your textbooks to hand. That's the best thing you can do for me. So we've got Alvin, got Katerina, and another mystery person. I'm just going to keep talking. So it's like, there's a problem with my videos is they're often like 2 or 3 minutes of silence at the beginning, and I realize that is a bit off-putting. So I'm just going to waffle till we've got enough people in the room. So Oliver here, that's excellent. So make sure you've got a textbook. Aisha, we're here. Pure mechanics. If you remember, the 3 topics were going to be projectiles, implicit differentiation, and the modulus function graph sketching. So it's going to be those 3 topics. So I'll write those down. Hello, Aaron. Good to see you. So projectiles is 1. I'm going to chuck that pen. That's rubbish. I hope you noticed I've actually got myself one of those big white sheets of paper. It also means I'm going to have to, let's just twiddle the camera a bit. You don't need to see my house. That's that way. Thank you. So cool. So projectiles is 1. Implicit diff, which is definitely going to be the most fun to do because that's the easiest. And then some stuff about graphs. Mod graphs. Modulus graphs. I apologize for the handwriting. I'll work on making that a bit better, but those are the 3 topics for today. And once we've got 6 people, I'm just going to, while we're doing, wait for everyone else to come in, just give you an idea of what's going down. So if there is going to be an announcement about anything about the exams today, it'll be somewhere between 5 and 5:30 p.m. tonight. They always do that so they can catch the early evening news bulletins. It's a very common British political thing. So that's how you know, that's when it will happen if it does happen today. It seems it's been rather quiet so far. For what it's worth, keep focusing on your mock exams, all right? If there are exams going to happen, which I think is unlikely, but if there are exams going to happen in, say, September, the mock exams are great practice. If they're not, they're useful evidence for us when we have to go into bat to talk about predicted grades. Okay, so for both ways around, put in every effort in all of your mocks, not just maths. That's the first thing I want to say to you. Second of all, a lot of people have spoken to me over the last day or 2 about their mental health and other concerns they're having issues. I'm here to say a couple of things. First of all, I'm always here for you. You know that. A lot of people have got in contact with me, and I'm honored by your kind of like faith and all the rest of it. So if you just, anytime you need someone to talk to, it doesn't matter, day or night, drop me a message. If I'm asleep, I'm asleep. I'll pick it up as soon as I get it. The other thing I want to say to you is the college are putting out, so if you want to talk to a trained professional as opposed to a maths teacher, check your emails. They have put out some provision for this. I mean, just, look after yourselves out there. I'm going to keep streaming pretty much until people stop listening. It wouldn't be, oh, absolutely, Aisha, but I mean, look, let's be absolutely clear. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Nobody. What we can do is protect ourselves from every angle. As I've had a conversation with you about this before, where I've just said everything I'm doing is with the strategic aim of making sure you are protected from every angle. Everyone's, this is part because Britain is a federated state. Northern Ireland isn't relevant to us. We will probably do what Northern Ireland does. I mean, what I'm going to say is you do not stress. It's only going to, I can't say that it's going to be evidence at all. I'm just floating a hypothesis. I don't know what they're going to do. Nobody knows what they're going to do. We're not going to find out till Gavin Williamson and Boris Johnson tell us so. So you don't need to go, oh my God, VJ said we need to pass them up. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. All I'm saying is work hard at it because it might be useful potentially, and I don't know that. And I'm not trying to put a scare into you. That's not what I'm trying to do. All I'm saying is it's a mock exam. Yeah, I mean, we know there's not going to be, I mean, I know there's not going to be exams, probably. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I agree with you on that one. What there might be, I don't know, they might end up doing teacher assessment. They might end up having a short assessment in September. Well, I also think, and this is something that if people are not happy with their predicted grades, and remember, it's not just man to me. It's not like BJ can just go, oh yeah, you can all have an A star. If it was, I'd do it. You may end up having to do an exam in November to get what you want personally. If that makes sense. So what they said there'll be an appeals process, right? I suppose God forbid, and this is all entirely hypothetical. They say to you, well, look, okay, you get predicted a B, but you know you're an A-star candidate. There should be, I'm hoping, some provision that you can do the exam again in September, or do the exam in September and get the grade you think you deserve. So it might not be the case that the whole year is doing it. It might be the case that some people that are unsatisfied and didn't get what they want through the appeal system may end up doing it. That's why I'm going to continue doing maths videos for some time to come, all right? And beyond that as well, like just kind of general information videos, because I honestly don't know what's happening. I think you always get to keep your highest grades. I mean, this is all, look, I don't really want to spend a half an hour discussing this because nobody knows what's going to happen. These are all very, very much hypotheticals. You should be here for today. Let's talk about mathematics, and then we'll worry about all the rest as and when we get more information. Your focus right now, as of this minute, should be the mock. Yeah? I mean, as I said, I'm not really here kind of wanting to debate this. I think it may be down to, I hope it is. I hope it is. Let's talk, no, let's not. Let's talk about projectiles first, actually. Okay? Because, as I said, if it's down to teacher assessment, I've assured you from the beginning that you will get the most positive assessment, because I believe that's what you're at. So don't stress yourselves out. Let's just see what goes down. All right? So one thing you could have, especially if you're on a laptop or on a tablet or something, is the textbook open, the second year textbook. And I want to talk to you about part 6.4. So it should be in your pack as well. And I want to talk to you about certain formulas that you may or may not have seen. Now, I did mention them around the time of the December mock, but it's been a while, all right? If you go to page 122 in the textbook, and that's the applied book, applied to, at the bottom of the page, there are 4 formulas. Don't worry, if you haven't got the textbook, I'm going to write out the formulas for you. Could we do ladders on Sunday? I agree with, I mean, this hurts me to say, I agree with Aisha. I'll do that after the pure mock. That's the sensible thing to do there. The only reason I'm doing the projectiles now is because it finishes off that topic, and we already started it in class, all right? So, time of flight is this formula. Stop laughing at me, child. To be fair, if you're right, I hope I'm a big enough man to admit it. But it stings. Just for those people that are coming in, just to re-emphasize that what I said a minute ago, we're going to get hopefully more information today by about 5:30 to 6 o'clock. If that's not the case, I would still say put every effort towards your mocks. Strain every sinew for that. I will sound like Boris Johnson. So can you start writing out these formulas for me? All right. So time of flight, and just to give you context, u is your velocity, and there's going to be a few formulas like this. So, and alpha is your angle above the horizontal. So you need to write this out if you haven't got the book. Now, you might be thinking, okay, he's going to give me 1,000,001 formulas, which I am. And I'll give you a minute to copy those down. Where the hell do these formulas come from? I'm going to show you where they come from, all right? The book's guidance is you need to know how to derive these equations. You need to know how to make them. You'll be given them. Be careful of using them in projectile problems. They're hard to memorize, and it's usually safest. So generally, the kind of question you're going to get asked is not use the formula, it's prove the formula. And that's what I'm going to do. I can only find the other textbook in my email. Okay, that's going to be awkward. Can I ask you to take really good notes then? All right? Can somebody be an absolute angel and email Iona the textbook? You've all got each other's emails because I send you like 1 million emails a week. All right. So I'm going to give that, say, another 30 seconds to copy down that first formula. There are 3 other formulas you need to know. Okay. Just add a few more little bits to that. That's my hand in the right side. This is so, it's not bad. It's better than it was before. Oh, you are a legend. Love, love. You see some other letters in there. You've seen that there is, well, you haven't seen any letters yet. I'm going to add a few more. Are we okay with this? Can I move on? Someone just pop up in the textbook and give me permission to rub this out and write the next few formulas. Legend. As always, Evie, as always. I love the fact that your image is a black spot. Very cool, very cool. Can I rub this out yet? Pop up in the chat box and tell me whether I can or not. Oh, God. So just to reiterate, I'm waiting on you to have finished copying this. As soon as you finish copying, just pop up in the live chat and say move on. Okay? Because I've got 3 other formulas to give you. Okay, so Oliver's saying move on. AV saying yes, finish. Remember, you can always watch this again. I'm not deleting this video. The only one I deleted was before because you remember legitimately in the middle of the event, Mary emailed us saying the box was on. Okay, so cool. Right, brilliant. So here are 3 more formulas. Time to reach greatest height. So your greatest height time. And I'm going to work on my handwriting on this because it's at full arm's length. Is this in your pack? The questions are, I'm not sure it's in your, I think the work, like the method and stuff, it's in the book. And also on the PowerPoint as well. So if you want to look at the PowerPoint, that might be a help. But maybe not now. Just follow me for now. All right. So, so this is the greatest time. This is the height. This is the time at its greatest height. Yeah. So it's time to reach the greatest height. The range on the horizontal plane. So remember range. You remember that from last lesson. Range on the horizontal. No, it cost me 30 quid to get 25 sheets of this. You must appreciate how much I love you. That's crazy. Range on the horizontal plane. So basically, how far does it travel horizontally is given by this formula. So that's u squared sine 2a over g. Okay? And remember, please remember the guidance. Don't use this. So that's an alpha. My apologies, an alpha. Don't use these if I were you. Only you need to know how to kind of derive them. And that's what we're going to cover. All right. And we're going to start with exercise C61 in just a moment. And I'll show you how this is done. In fact, we're going to do it together. And then your last one is a huge monstrosity of a thing. Let's just start here. I mean, I can write here. How far can I write? Actually, leave that to there. Copy that one out for me. I'm just going to move it this way. There we go. Brilliant. So tell me what I can move on from these 2 formulas. So it says u sine alpha over g for the time it takes to get to its greatest height. And then how far does it travel on the horizontal plane is given by that formula there. As soon as you're ready to move on, again, type in the box so I can give you the last piece. Because the last piece is a bit lengthy. It's really spicy to get that one. Greatest height time. Sorry, I'm literally writing at the length of my arm. Wait, this is my arm. Sorry, a bit hairy. Do apologize. Hey, what are we doing? Do we need to memorize these? No. What are we doing? We're going to start with projectiles, then we're going to do implicit differentiation, and then finally we're going to do modulus, because that was the order of things that people wanted. Brilliant, brilliant. And I mean, if you haven't got it, just go back later on and watch it again. All right? Oh, don't do things like that. I need to get a whiteboard rather. That's silly. Yes, I hear you, Oliver, and I obey. Okay, so this one is a lengthy so-and-so. And the good thing about this one is, in your pack, the one where I did the work solution, no, you're not going to memorize this. Oh, brilliant, Katerina. This is the one I proved already for you, because I knew this was going to be bad. So y equals x tan alpha minus gx squared. Oh my God, my arm is stretching longer than it needs to go. Has anyone been using their free time to actually get stronger arms? I've got my dumbbells out and I'm like, you know what? This whole thing, this isolation is going to be arm day. So I need longer arms. This isn't good enough. Right, there we go. And you might go, okay, bloody hell, BJ, where the hell did the x and y come from? You didn't define those. You'd be quite right, I didn't. X is the horizontal distance. So it's horizontal distance. And what I mean it's the distance from the point of projections where you started from, and y is your vertical height. And that makes sense, doesn't it? Bloody x and y. I've been working. No, I'm so scared about this because I'm already a fatso. And I mean, I want to walk out. I'm going to do laps of my garden. I went out to stay. I mean, yeah, but you guys are relatively in shape. I was already the blob. This is I've got to stop it, otherwise I'll end up like dead or something. Yeah, X is the range. Yeah. But look, when we talk about the range, you talk about as far as it goes till it lands. Here we're talking about how far is it gone at any particular point. Yeah, I mean. Okay, so those are your last. That's your last formula. And what we're going to now do is exercise 60, question 1. As soon as everyone's got that formula, not gonna lie, I'm banging exercise, but yeah, I mean, I need your motivation, lady. I mean, every time I do a live stream, can you just like literally say stop being fat? That will help. Louis, why is it high score? No, it's whatever its vertical is at that particular moment in time. Okay. Not as fat as me, Alvin, thankfully. So tell me again, once again, as soon as you've moved on, this is probably the thing I'm going to need to get the feedback on the most. Just keep telling me, move on, move on, move on, move on. All right? Because we're going to do some questions. So as soon as you finish copying, or as soon as you kind of feel like you've grasped the concept, let me know. I'll wipe it down. We'll go through question 1 on exercise 60, just to give people a heads up who's ready. I mean, I don't know if you're keeping up with the news today. Like, it looks like pubs are going to get shut down soon. Clubs are going to get shut down. I mean, they also said 12 weeks. I don't believe that. I think it's going to be longer than 12 weeks. Well done, Ash. Well done, Evie. So give a few more seconds, a couple more confirmations that you're done, and then I will move on to exercise 60, question 1. We'll do that together. Stop being strong, be more weak. How to be what? I don't even know what the hell you're talking about, boss. Let's just move on. Done. Okay, cool. So I'm going to read the question. Do you want me to write the question out? Is there any person that hasn't got a textbook or can't see a textbook now? Because otherwise I'd have to write out the question. I don't mind doing it. I'm going to pretend like everyone's got the book. You miss alcohol already? I mean, I don't even drink. I'm just hating the quiet of it, you know? I mean, like... Okay, cool. A particle is launched from a point on vertical plane. So I'm going to draw a diagram just to show you what's up. So here is horizontal. Oh, my apologies. This is applied, and this is the only applied I'm doing. I know your first exam's pure, and I'm going to force the pure and just once I finish this topic. But I just wanted to finish projectiles. Applied to. Might become an alcoholic for banter. No, I'd miss you. Don't do anything dumb, all right? Just because there are a few more people, I'm just going to draw, while I'm drawing a picture, just reiterate the point about the mental health support. Candy's offering some. If you need anyone to talk to, either hit Candy up or come and talk to me anytime, right? You're my boys. I'm not going anyplace. As I told you yesterday, I'm with you to the end. Well, until I die, anyways. Right. Okay, cool. So that's you. That's alpha. Moves freely under gravity. The greatest height is h. Okay, so what I'm going to do is going to create some suvats. So projectile was launched from a point on horizontal plane with initial velocity u, right? At an angle of elevation alpha. Moves freely under gravity, and you've got to show that h equals u squared sine squared. My arm hurts. Alpha. I need longer arms. This is not a look. I promise I'll stop whinging about arms. I'll also wear like a jumper next time. I'm wearing a t-shirt. You don't need to see my arms every time. Okay, cool. So let's move on. If I don't get invited to video stream, I'm cancelling the UK. I love the fact I've not even contracted corona yet. You've already got my funeral planned. To be fair, you could probably pay for it. That would be a thing. I mean, does anyone want to be left money in my will in case I die? Let me know. Hit me up. I'll give most of it to my sister, but I've got enough FU money. Anyways, we'll talk about that later. Right, cool. So what do we want to do? We're going to do suvat. And we're going to do suvat horizontally. And we're going to do suvat vertically. And like all those times you've wondered, why does he always do both of them? Because now we're starting to head up into the levels of question. Yeah, no worries. Listen, I knew my favorite parasite would be there. Horizontal, vertical. I mean, jokes aside about charity, we're doing number 1, my dude. Start from the beginning. So number 1, exercise 60. I'm sorry if I didn't say that often enough. So number 160. Number 160. Number 160. 60, number 1. Yeah. So let's look at this horizontally. S, you need money. Yeah, that's good to know. Well, I don't actually. Anyways, let me shut up and can I do maths for a bit? Now we'll have banks later. I mean, people here talk that. Okay. Yeah. So like, They tell me, first of all, just looking at the information, the greatest type of particle is not a paper. Page 123, thank you. Should have put that on there. I did say 122 earlier, but I should really write this stuff down. Yes, definitely, no worries, no worries. I mean, I didn't think you were going to come, to be fair. You said you were busy, so fair shout. So yeah, page 123, applied textbook, 60, question 1, right? So it says, particle moves freely under gravity and starts where the greatest part of particle is h. Show that h equals u squared sine squared alpha 2g, okay? So let's think about the vertical then, right? The greatest height is h, yeah? We know that the initial velocity is u. So if we resolve forces on that, that's alpha there, right? That's going to be u, what's that going to be? U cos alpha? Can you even see that? I'm so sorry, I've gone too far down. So you can see that, I think. That's u, that's alpha, that's u cos alpha. Yeah, that's u cos alpha there. I mean, you can't see the u. Whoa. You can see my computer. Yeah, u cos alpha. I want to give you as much whiteboard as I possibly can. Right, so u cos alpha there and u sine alpha up here. Any mistakes? Yeah? So that's going to be h. That's going to be u sine alpha then. Sorry, my apologies. That's u sine alpha for the vertical. We know that the final velocity is going to be 0. We know the acceleration is minus 9.8. So the question I'm asking is, can you make, using a Suvac formula, what is asking you to prove? I'm going to ask, that's your challenge for now, is that we know that S is H, we know that U is U sine alpha, we know that V is 0 is highest point, we know that, I mean, to be fair, it's in G, so you are making the classic VJ mistake of forgetting that that's just minus G, and then T is an unknown here. So can I ask you to have a go at this? Is everyone clear what I'm asking you to do? I've given you the machinery to do this. I want you to do the mathematics and get the formula that it's asking you to find right here, sir. All right. And when you're done, can you drop a message saying I can do it? If you're totally baffled after 5 minutes, fine, I'm happily do it for you. Okay. But this is the kind of question you get in an exam. And that's why I want you to try it first. And now I'll shut up for a bit. I don't know how many seconds that's going to last. I'm going to check my Instagram. This is the fun thing about stuff like this. I can actually do stuff like check my Instagram. Let's see what's going on in the world. BBC News. It's the last thing. One of the things that really makes me sad, it actually made me sad, I couldn't sleep last night, is that we will have a final day. We will. I promise you this, as long as I live. But you didn't get to get your proper final day. It's kind of sad. You're a good class. You deserve better. There's not to be depressed about it. We will have fun in the end. You might just have to wait for a while though. So S is H, U is U sine alpha, V is 0, A is minus G. What I'm asking you to do is create the formula H equals U squared sine squared alpha over 2G. And what are you going to be using? Suvac formulas. I do not know. I do not know. I don't know. Somebody's bleeping at me. Let's see what's going down. That's usually a sign of something. Every time I run a live stream, something happens. Check out. Oh, okay. I'm doing that right now. The picture's not coming up, but yes, you've got it. Well done. Oh, that's you. As the person who wrote the mock exam, no one has asked me to make the mock exam easier. However, we are going to be doing every legal thing possible to make sure your process of getting your grades is as easy and as happy as it can possibly be. All right? In terms of worrying about the, and I said this to a few people, do not worry about anything on the, are the teachers going to go all out to help us? Because you can be guaranteed that I will. I do not know Louis, is the answer to that. I'm sorry, so much of the time I'm going to say I do not know, because the answer is I do not know. As it stands, you prepare for the mocks as the mocks are, yeah? If there are no mocks, which I've got no evidence right this minute that there won't be mocks, we deal with that situation as we come, right? I just want to keep reiterating this for you, that you understand, yeah? Whatever happens, you're going to be supported. I'm not going any place, lockdown or no lockdown. You'll be getting regular kind of like information from me through this channel of whatever's going down. You can rest assured I'm going to give you everything possible for your support. Brilliant, Aisha, you got it, yeah? Now, what might be interesting is, if you don't mind, Aish, can you pop a picture of your work solution on the chat? So you actually have permission to use the chat this time. To be fair, it's not usually you that's spamming it up. So yeah, once you've done it, can you send me a picture on the chat? Not on our individual chat, if you happen to have one, would be on the whole group chat. If they cancel exams altogether, not delayed at all, do you think we'll still continue to do lessons after? I am not going to do... Okay, here's what's going to happen. Okay, so if you go to... I'll answer Asha's first one because it's more mathsy. If you go to type a new message, and if you go into the bottom left-hand corner, there is a picture. Yeah, the Teams chat, you've got it, cool. So let's answer Evie's question now. Random question, will we still continue lessons afterwards? Here's what I'm going to do if everything's cancelled. I am going to continue live streaming in terms of just keeping you up to date with the process of getting results. I'm also going to live stream some maths for the simple reason, if they give you your predicted grades, you might not be happy with them, and you might want to resit in September or October if that's an opportunity, okay? So what I'm going to do is basically keep that option open for people as well. But it won't be like 3 times a week. It might be like once or twice, and it won't be an hour and a half. It will be like half an hour, yeah? I'm also super conscious. Thank you. I can see Alvin's, I can see Evie's. I'm also super conscious about your mental health. In fact, I'll write them on here. I read an article on The Guardian this morning saying that people are getting very stressed out. S equals U plus, okay, let me go over the formula. UT plus half AT squared. Thank you for those guys who are popping stuff up on the chat. S equals VT minus half AT squared. So I think part of my responsibility as a teacher is to make sure everyone stays sane. And I will try and keep in contact with you as much as, like, not too much. I don't want to be a nuisance, but I want to keep an eye on you literally till this process is all through and everyone's safely, everyone knows where they stand and they've had a chance to make their decisions. I mean, I just feel like that's my responsibility. I'm doing that for my tutor group as well and my year 12s, and I don't see why you are my favorite class. I wouldn't do that for you too. So I hope that answers your question well enough. Yeah? Oh, brilliant. You sent it. I've also written it down on here. I think I've missed one. This guy, S equals UT, U plus V over 2. See? So, Evie, did that answer your question? So I've got... Oh, brilliant, Evie. You're a legend, seriously. Okay, so solutions up there. Brilliant. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, cool. Yeah, that seems like people are getting it. Can you post in the box? I know Aisha's done it. I know Evie's done it. Okay, cool. Am I dumb or is there no stream? No, there is a stream, my dude. If you go to VJiggles Army Maths, there's like literally half the colleges on there. So I'm just talking to Armani. You missed the other one as well. Come on, my dude. Get with my streams. I mean, to be fair, you're subscribed to me. How can you not see my stream? Yeah, that's brilliant. Brilliant. Louis got it right. Eve's got it right. I'm going to pop up question 2 now. While I'm doing that, please post in the live chat what you think about my ideas of like what I'm doing with my channel, all right? In terms of like, do you feel like you want to be kept informed via YouTube? Do you think that's a useful thing? Do you think it's a useful thing for me to carry on lessons for those people that think they might want to end up, if they give you a choice and say like, you can have your predicted grade, you can do an exam in September, so that sort of thing. Because I don't really want to bother you. Yeah, thanks. I got 100 today. It was pretty cool. So yeah, I want to hear what your thoughts are. So I don't want to be like messaging people each time and there was a fuck off VJ, leave me alone now, I had enough. And that's a fair shout. And if you do feel that way, that's cool. But I'm hopefully trying to be useful rather than a nuisance. Right, question 2. A particle is projected from with speed 21 meters per second at an elevation A. So let's say the speed 21, elevation alpha. Yeah. Yes, I will continue the updates. And to be fair, like I'm literally gonna, as I said, my goal is to take you through till the end of quarantine, really, because I'm going to be needing, well, I think you're going to need support till you've got your exam results in your hands. That's what I see. And it just won't be as often. It'll be like maybe once or twice a week. Can you message me your predictable grade? I mean, I love the fact you call it your predictable grade. It's whatever your UCAS grade is now, But Stephanie, if you're trying to use that as a guidance for your like what your grades are, please don't, because nobody knows what's going on. I just want to reiterate that I don't want to give you false confidence and I don't want to tell you lies. Yeah, nobody knows what your grade is going to come out as. We might find out something more by 5:30 today. I do not know. All right, I cannot honestly, and life me also cannot remember. So it was whatever you put down in your UCAS apps. That's what it will be. All right. Thank you, Oliver, for popping up the link. Okay, so what did we say? Speed 21, angle is alpha. It's not on your progress. I mean, it's not on my progress. What did you apply with though? Just think about that, Armani. You don't have a UCAS. Okay, can I, before this gets derailed, because remember I've got 2 more topics on this. Can we have? I'm more than willing to run a live stream on the Sunday, which I'm going to do anyways, and talk you through after we know what we're doing. So I just feel like we'll end up speculating and not doing any maths, and like the mocks are still happening. Armani, I know you went for thingies, and you haven't contacted me about getting some support for apprenticeships. So get on that, boss. You got nothing better to do now apart from your after your mocks, anyways. All right. All I'm asking you, and I think I've deserved it over the course of 2 years, is trust me, I'm going to do my best by you. All right, and can we get on with the maths now? So speed is 21, angle is alpha. Good luck. Let's roll. Let's mosey. I'm happy to predict you're an A stars. You know you can do it on my progress. It's an A. That's because that's your progress grade, not your UCAS grade. All right. I will check this up and I'll amend it. I'm quite happy to do it because right now your progress is an A. You died on the mechanics exam. All right. When I wrote progress grades, I don't lie about them. But your UCAS predicted is different from your progress. It should be. And if it's not, can you contact me individually and I will sort it for you. I told you I'm not going to tell any lies. But yes, agreed. Thank you. Right, cool. Speed is 21. Angle is alpha. All right. Angle is alpha. Moving freely under gravity. Particle has moved at a distance x, y. Yeah. So when it's moved x, it's y towards. So this is your x direction and y direction. And Alvin just hit me up in individual comms. That's what they're there for, right? Not now. Do we need to prove the other forms right? This is what we're going to be doing, right? And this is much, much harder, this one. Okay, so we're going to try and do this one together. Yeah, the real thing of these formulas, and I'm going to stop after question 2, because if you can do 2, you can do anything, right? The challenge is very, very simple. The challenge is this, right? They're not going to say use these formulas because they're too difficult to remember. No one's going to memorize them. They're going to say, here's the formula, prove it's true. That's the question you're going to get in the exam. All right, probably. Right, so let's just quickly do this one, then we can move on to implicit differentiation. All right, so this is the information we got, and the way how we're going to do that, we want when x is and y is that, right? So we're going to do SUVAP, and this time we are going to run horizontal, vertical, because the thing they'll have in common is time. Yeah, so SUVAT. This guy's going to be little t. That's going to be that also little t, because at time where it's x this distance is said it's gone y distance. Is everyone clear with that? And I'm going to move the camera so you can see that properly. Do this. Okay. In fact, can I just rub it out then and do it? Does everyone understand the question? Yeah. In fact, I'm just going to rub this out. So what we're doing is we're doing question 2, and it's told us we've traveled x and y distance. Yeah. And here's the SUVAT that belongs to both of them. Okay. H for horizontal, V for vertical. They tell you you've traveled x distance here. I'll work out u and v in just a moment. The acceleration is 0 and the time is t. For this guy, you've moved y. I'll work out this. We don't know what this is. That's minus 9.8 and that's t. So let's resolve forces to find out the u's and v's. So they told us that the force is 21 meters per second at alpha. Yeah, so that's going to be 21 was that cos alpha on the horizontal and 21 sine alpha. Yeah, I'm literally just drawing that now, sorry. So 21 cos alpha, 21 sine alpha, 21 total. So that's going to go 21 cos alpha. That's 21 cos alpha. That's 21 sine alpha. And that's an unknown. So what's the logical thing to do here? Write an equation that's got SUV and so SUA and T, the SUAT equations for this guy. Sorry. So that'd be UT plus a half AT squared. So where is that gone? Ugh, sorry. That's just me. Sorry, I do apologize. I got to see my computer. That's not very exciting. So what are we going to do there? I'd make an equation with S equals UT plus a half AT squared there. find an equation for the horizontal that's got t in it, and then substitute the horizontal equation into the vertical equation. That's my thinking of it. I want you to try it for me and see if I'm right. Okay? And remember, you can always look these things up on the solution bank if you don't get it. But the idea is very, very simple. We've got u and we've got v. For v, there's only one formula you can run, which is ut plus a half at squared. You have no choice about that. However, this one gives you a whole bunch of choice. The only thing I'll say that you'd have to do, looking at the formula they want you to prove, is you'd have to have one that's got s in it. It needs to, the formula has to have t and s. Has to be in that formula. I'll probably use a simple formula, not use a quadratic formula, if at all possible. So write a formula, rearrange it for t, substitute into there. Is everyone clear on that? Can you pop a message in the box? And I'm going to fiddle around with the camera some more. There we go. This is significantly harder. If you can do this, this is like the final boss of questions. All right. Even though it's only number 2, this is the worst you'll ever get. All right. S equals u plus v divided by 2 times t. That's right. Yeah. So you might want to use that formula and plug that formula into there. Okay. However, you remember for v, you have no choice. You must use that one. Yeah. You're so confused. Okay. These kind of questions are very much like prove something. So question 2 says, show that. I'm not even going to do B because B is pathetically easy. It's 2A I'm interested in. That's the hard one. All right. What is it asking you to do? It's asking you to go, well, look, put in, yes, eh? Don't understand thinking, but that's a fair shout. They've given you some information about X and Y, okay? And I've created a SUVAT for it. Do you understand that? We have 2 unknowns. But if you look at your solution, it also has 2 unknowns. It has 3, actually. Let me just talk directly to Steph and Katerina and all the other people that are scared but don't want to say it. Do you understand? Forget about everything else, just the horizontal and vertical. Do you understand that? Amani, you are right, but we'll come on to that in a minute. Some people are behind you. Yes, that's exactly right, Amani. That's exactly what you do. You got it, boss man. Well done. So what's happening here is first you're going to write an equation with horizontal and vertical in it, yeah? Then you say, well, both of them have got t, yeah? So if I write an equation for vertical, and I've only got one choice for that, that has to be ut plus a half at squared. Has to be, can't be anything else, right? Because I haven't got any value for v. Then I write an equation here, which connects s and t, which will be x and t in this particular example. Then I can substitute. I know you don't, but look at what 2a wants. It wants you to keep your x. It wants you to keep your y. The only thing it doesn't want you to keep is your t, and that's why we're going to rearrange this guy so it's t equals stuff. Does that make sense? So let's just quickly use the example that Alvin used. I'm not sure it's right, but let's go with it. It shows it as well as anything. So we're told, we know this formula, S equals U, sorry, that's rubbish. This is meant to be sticky paper, it's garbage. S equals U plus V over 2 times T, yeah? Okay, rearrange that to make T the subject and plug it in there and see if that takes you to where you know, yeah? It might not be that one. Okay, does that make sense? We find T back, yes, Armani clearly has grasped this, right? Armani, you are bang on with this, right? This is going to be much, much more of a challenging question. Yeah, I mean, really. AOK is living up to his name. I love that. Right? AOK is so super clever. I can't do that. I'm a VJK, I suppose. Not so much. Not so much. So do you see the method of this? So I'm rolling with Alvin's U plus V over 2 times T. That might be the right one. There are other formulas you can try. Remember, you want to get the final answer. Well done, Armani. Very good, very good. Yeah, I thought it was funny too. Okay, so are we all working away at this, right? Trying to get a formula for t from the horizontal, substituting into the only vertical formula that's possible, which is the ut plus a half at squared, and proving that you're going to get that identity. I'll step in if I need to, but I think you've got enough maths for this. And the good thing about it is if you can do this by yourself, I can move on straight on to implicit differentiation and integration. Do you have to do implicit integration? I don't know. I'll check for you. In fact, I'll check that now while we're waiting. You definitely need to do parametric integration. How do you even know where to start? Okay, let me explain my thinking. First of all, they gave me some facts about stuff, so I automatically do a SUVAT. Oh, well done, Alex. Picture, please. Picture, yeah? Because everyone will need to see that. So I know my first thought is, I know I'm going to projectile, so I know I'm going to do CVAT. Start from there. Okay. Also, same for you, Katerina. Just wait a minute. Listen, you know it's wrong if it's not the right answer. All right. So let me just finish with Iona. Okay. So that's my first starting point. Then I realized to myself, they've both got something in common. They're both going to have the same time, because it's telling you it's this far when it's this across. So this far when it's this up, right? So both of the T's, they'll have T in common. It'll be the same T, right? I hope that makes sense. So that means I can put the equations together. Why would I want to even do such a strange thing? Because when I look at the example, in the question, what it's asking me to prove, it's connecting X and Y. So I can't just do a SUVAT for vertical, because that won't have an X in it. And I can't just do one for the horizontal, because that'll have an X in it. So I've got to find some way of combining the two to get the thing that people are actually looking for. I hope that makes sense. All right. So that's the thinking behind it. All right. And to be fair, because there are only 4 formulas you need to be able to prove, and this is by far the hardest of the 4 formulas. Yes, my dude. The thing is, for the vertical, you don't have a choice. It has to be ut plus a half at squared. It can't be anything else. The other one you get choice. It's a T. It's just really bad handwriting. It's just u plus v over 2 times t. That's what it is. It's just rubbish handwriting. I mean, to be fair, I thought you'd have got that. There you go. There's a 2. I've got to figure out a slightly better solution than like reaching at the end of my arm, because it is a fair bit. Yay! Done. Picture. Share it with everybody. Because one of the downsides of this, I've got limited board space. The more people can see how it's done, they can look at it and go, oh, that makes sense now. So pop that on the chat. All right? Let me just check and see if anyone has popped things on the chat. Been good, boys. So I know there's a few of you who've done it. Can you pop the answers on the chat, please? Yeah. So that's Alex. That's Evie now. Okay. Your phone is dead. Okay, cool. Evie, I'm relying on you, boss man. What the hell is that, Alpha? That makes 0 sense what you've done. Yes, Evie, bail me out here, yeah? I'll do it if I have to, but doing this at an arm's reach is a bit of a pull. Waiting for Evie's fair shout. I mean, worst comes to worst, I will do it. It's not particularly difficult. It's a straight subs, but I'm going to read yours, Alvin, and see what the hell you did. What? Is this even in English? It is. My dude, if you're going to send me pictures, you need to write big. What are these numbers and why they... Okay, I sort of get that. ut plus a half at squared. How is that? What? What? What are you doing? Mad. Brilliant. Yeah, I mean, I don't expect much. You are like me. We are twins in handwriting. Actually, yours is worse than mine, actually. Not on this plastic garbage, but you know. Do you know what? Blue tack it down. That's the thing. That's what I should have thought in the first place. Beautiful. Thank you. So I'm just having absolute camera fiddlings. No, I don't want you to see my house any more than you have to. Yeah, okay, cool. That, for flip's sake, what is wrong with this piece? Sorry, if you're feeling seasick after, I fully apologize. That's better. Right, cool. So have a look at Evie's. That's a good shout. And I've got another one. Somebody just blasted me on this. So I assume it's... Yeah, if you've got the same answers, right. Of course it is. Yeah, that's by definition, right? Got one from Eve. Look at that beautiful handwriting. Well, it's not beautiful, but it's better than mine. So yeah, if you're struggling to see, have a look at what these guys have done. And because you did that for me, I can now go and teach implicit differentiation. So love you guys. I'm going to give you guys a couple more minutes to think about this. Yep, good. I'm going to start pulling up questions on implicit differentiation for you. So if you have finished already, the page number we're heading to is... Sorry, that wasn't helpful. Page 254 in the other textbook, the pure textbook. So that's where we're going. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm grateful to both of you. You ain't going to hear me being ungrateful. So if you're ready to move on, page 254, pure 2, you've got a couple more minutes. I'm not going to move on straight away. So pure 2, page 254, pivot to that for me. And I'm going to show you some implicit differentiation, because that's something that somebody else will have. We'll do that together. Okay. I feel like I'm doing, yeah, but chase it down. And if you don't get it, look at the work solution that's being provided by Eve and Evie. I mean, this is the downside of it. I can't, because you've got 3 topics today as well. I can't devote my life to one question, unfortunately. However, if you look in your pack, I've also done this. I've done a very, very similar question. VJ, breath. I am breathing. Do you want some? I don't know if the camera picked that up. I'm not going to breathe on the camera. Here's some coronavirus. I am breathing. I'm going to slow down a bit. I get that. I get that. I know what you're saying. I'm just being facetious. But if you are ready to move on, page 254 is where you belong. On the pure 2 textbook. Hey, good to see I'm amusing somebody. I amuse myself a lot. It'd be so much easier if we're doing this in class. I mean, have you looked at your own face before you say you? I mean, no, sorry, you actually helped me a minute ago. I take that back. What's the best Corona meme people have seen? There is this one song that's an absolute earworm. You know, I'm going to post it right at the end. It's going to stick in your head the way it's stuck in mine. But we'll do the implicit differentiation stuff first. Is Austin here, by the way? Austin, are you here? If you are, pop up. Because modulus is your idea. Okay. Right, I'm moving on. If you need to go back to this, I mean, it's a video. You can watch it whenever you want. I have 49. I mean, I've got to say, I'd recommend, yeah, I was going to say that. Give one to Armani and also one to me, potentially. Right, okay, let's have a go at this. I'm going to do an example of equation. So question 8, and it says the curve C has the equation 3 to the x equals y minus 2xy, and it wants me to find the exact value of dy dx at, I'm sure because you can see that's dy. I'll move that. Which page are we on? Sorry, I do apologize. I'm going to restate that. We're on page 256 of the pure textbook. So page 256, pure 2, and the subject we're doing is implicit differentiation. And the question I'm doing is question 8. Because 8 shows a lot of the things you need to be able to do for a implicit differentiation question. On the plus side, this won't take long to teach. So, question says, find dy dx when at 2 minus 3. 2 minus 3. All right, I hope that makes sense to you. So we're doing page 256, pure 2, 8. They tell me that the curve C is defined by that thing, and they ask me to find dy dx at a particular point. All right? So I hope this is all making sense to you, and I'm going to start doing the question now. You don't do deliveries. I mean, it depends on what your grades are like, my dude. You start failing exams, you'll be working for delivery. Okay, is there implicit integration? No. I have no clue what I'm doing right now. Is that in reference to the mechanics stuff we're doing, or what I've just talked about? What I'm saying we're going to do now. Is there implicit integration? No, I just checked. There is, and it's not in the textbook. You need to watch out for this parametric integration, though. I'm more than happy to cover that at some point, but not now. Projectiles. Okay, what you can do is send me a copy of what you did. Do that on an independent chat, not on the group chat at this point. And look on the group chat and see Eve's and Evie's one and walk through it, yeah? And then if you can't get it from there, Iona, drop me a message today. This is my last teaching for today. I'm literally going to go out for a walk, try and do whatever shopping I can. So literally, I've got nothing better to do than literally sit with you and do a whole question on this, all right? My life is that empty, okay? So have a look at Eve's and Evie's solutions first to see if you can convince yourself how this happened. And if you really need help, send me a picture of your working out and I'll walk you through whatever mistakes you've made, all right? But for now, if you don't mind, if I run the implicit, because I know everyone's got, we've been here 50 minutes already. And I know everyone wants to cover these topics. You've got mock exams to revise, so it's not just maths, is it? All right? So let's get on with this. So what I'm going to say to you first of all is, how does implicit differentiation work? All you've got to do is remember how differentiation works and how differentiating y works. So differential of 3x is 3x ln 3. Does anyone need me to prove that? Yeah. Does anyone need to have a reminder of differential of 3 to the power x, for example? Say so in the comments and I'll happily show it. Yeah? Yes, recap it. Just bear with me a second then. I'm going to finish the question and then I'll go back and recap it. So if my connection just felt there, just to reiterate what I said to Alvin, I'm going to do the question, then I'll recap the specific. Okay. Just to finish off the rest of the question before I do that. I've done. I've said, yes, I will. This one. Yeah. Okay, cool. Is now, okay, now it's gone again. I don't know what the hell's going on here. I think lots of people are using the internet. I mean, I don't blame her. If you can't hear it, there's no point doing it, is there? Okay, we should be back in. Okay, cool. So differential of 3x is 3x ln 3. Okay, I'm going to prove that for you. Yeah. No, it's not. It's actually my Wi-Fi connection. All right. So don't blame anyone else. And I'm going to prove that to you later on. Okay. Okay, fine. Let me recap from the beginning. Right. We are differentiating this guy. All right. You good? You wanted me to show you why the differential of 3x to 3x ln 3 is that. Why is that becomes that? I will show you that. Okay. Don't stress. In a minute, literally after I finish this question. The differential of y is 1 dy dx. Yeah. You're still buffering. That's on you then. I'm sorry, because mine has stopped buffering several minutes ago. What's the 7 minutes? A couple of minutes ago. So yeah, I mean, everyone's internet suffering to some extent. All your devices are buffered. I don't know what's going down with that because that's not on my side now. Okay, so do you know what? I'm going to carry on with the video as it stands. That might be it. Turn off 2 of them because you're probably eating your Wi-Fi. I'm going to do this question, and if it buffers, when I upload it, you'll be able to watch it then. Okay. I mean, she really likes the sound of my voice. Okay, I've lost like 5 viewers. I'm guessing there is some trouble with this. So differential of y is dy dx. Why? Because that's how, when you differentiate y, that's what happens. All right. Differential of 2xy, you're going to do by doing product rule. Call u equals 2x and y equals v. You see, I've started already working out the product rule over there. So u dashed v, which is 2y minus, and then you've got this guy here. This is also going to be a minus because you're subtracting the whole thing. Minus 2x dy dx. I hope that makes sense to you. All right? Yeah, I mean, why not? I'm always worth listening to you. So if I rearrange this, I've now got 3x ln 3. Not the only one here. Actually, I'll stop that there. I hate this thing so much. Can you start doing what I want you to? There we go. Can I ask you right now just to copy? Now you can see the whole damn thing. This, and then I'll give you the next line. All right? If you don't understand why 3x differentiates to 3x ln 3, just trust me on it. We're going to move on to that. I'll show you why that's true. But for right now, copy out those working steps, all right? And as soon as you've done, type a quick message in the box. Okay, cool. What are you? Telling me you're confused is helpful. Telling me what you're confused by is even more helpful, right? So while I'm getting everyone to copy this down, yeah? Brilliant, you copied. I don't think everyone has because like buffering was an issue. So you move to the left to get it to move. That's, yeah. So Armani, tell me what you're confused by, right? So I've got one person that's copied so far. As soon as you finish copying, pop that up in the box. I can give you the next line. I wonder if I can drag this down a teensy bit. Not easily. Yours is still frozen. You're done. Copied. Let's see what I can do. If I do this, maybe I get one more lines. This is literally balancing off the head. If you hear a crash and you suddenly see a picture of my feet, that's because it's landed on my foot. Right, let's see. Let's try this. So 3x. What the hell even was that? ln 3. When you differentiate, what? Armani, who's been teaching you math. When you differentiate ln y, it's 1 over y. Good thing you picked that one out, buddy. Bloody hell, you scare me sometimes. My TV one isn't. Dy dx factorized out. gives you 1 minus 2x. Put that on the other side, you get 3x. You can't see any of that, can you? No, you can. Just about. Yeah, so that's your next line, okay? And then I presume that you guys are clever enough to realize you're just going to put the 1 minus 2x onto the other side, all right? So I've literally run out of space. This is my problem with writing long questions, and I'm not sure how to improve this. But I've got 2 days till Sunday to figure it out, and I will. You know me, I'll always find a way. But that's the working out how to do it, yeah? So my advice to you, okay, let me just quickly recap, because there's enough people that didn't get it that it's worth me recapping. You don't really understand what I'm doing, so I'm going to start from the beginning. Okay, I'll do it one more time. That's the question. It's asking me to differentiate it and then substitute 2 and minus 3 in. Okay, so far so good? Start from there. So how do I differentiate? This example was chosen for a reason, because it shows you all 3 types of differentiation in one go. First of all, you're just your handy dandy differentiation. So this is all the question. First line, second line, and that's it. Okay, and there's some working out up there. All right, let me talk you through it. It will make sense with me pointing at stuff, right? I promise it will make sense. I'm first going to differentiate that guy, the 3x, and that's going to be 3x ln 3. You should know that as a method, just like know it as a method, but I'll prove it to you because you asked me to prove it to you in a minute, though. All right, let's finish this question first. All right, when I differentiate y, I get 1 dy dx. So whenever you differentiate it, treat it like a letter, but because it's y, it's dy dx. All right, so all you've got to remember. Then you've got this guy, 2xy. And that's something you've got to use the product rule for. So you can see my working out for the product rule here. U equals 2x, u dashed equals 2. V equals y, and v dashed is 1 dy dx. I couldn't be bothered to write the 1 there, but it's 1 dy dx is just dy dx. Yeah? Put that all together, and you get this guy. Differential, differential, differential. Yeah? The next step I do is move the 2y onto the other side to get the minus 2y here becomes a plus 2y there. So I move the minus 2y to get a plus 2y. And I factorized out the dy dx, and I've got 1 minus 2x left. So I've got the 1 from there and the minus 2x from there. And I'm hoping that makes sense to you. All right? I'm hoping that makes sense. So Eve, can you confirm that either it does make sense or it doesn't make sense? Steph, you're confused. What are you confused by? Again, can I just ask that? If you're going to put you're confused, which is great, that's what I want to hear. I need to know whether you're confused or not. Tell me exactly what you're confused by. If it's from the beginning, say from the beginning. All right? And I get why people are confused because like kind of like everything went down for a minute and there's a fair shout. Again, I'm asking you, Eve, can you actually go through the working of which one? Can you write the formula? There isn't one. Well, there's one for product rule. Right, okay, cool. Redo it. Let's just redo the whole thing. If you guys want to have a cup of tea, Evie, anyone else who knows what the hell they're doing, go away. It's comfy. I'll see you in 5 because I'm going to explain this properly. I'm going to make sure everyone's comfortable with it, yeah? So what are all the letters from the beginning? So here is your question. It says 3x, 3 to the x, equals y minus 2xy. And they want you to differentiate that, okay? So everyone understands so far. Start from the beginning, yeah? And then they want me to substitute some coordinates in, but I'll deal with that later. Let's just get the differentiation bit right. So I reckon you can substitute coordinates in. The differential of 3 to the x is 3, I can't use that much space, 3 to the x ln 3. And I'll explain to you why. Where does the 2 minus 2y come from? I'll get that. Can I just wait a minute? Don't, Alex, I'm sorry, I'm not sure you're right on that. You might be, but I don't think you are. Differential of y is dy dx. Yeah, so anytime you've got y, and it's just y, it'll be dy dx. If you had 6y, it'd be 6 dy dx, okay? So this will differentiate to that, and that will differentiate to that. And given we're differentiating, that's a good place to be. Now, this guy here, that's got x and y times together. When you have x and y times together, you must use the product rule, okay? That's the method you're going to use there, all right? The product rule is what we're going to be using there, okay? So I'm going to say let u equals 2x and u dashed equal 2. Let v equals minus y. So just call that y, just y, not minus y. I'm going to deal with the minus at the front there. And then I'm going to do the differential of y, which we've just shown already, is just dy dx. All right? So differential of 2x is 2, differential of y is dy dx. It is product rule. Okay, don't worry, these things happen, yeah? Product rule formula, u dashed v, and you should know this. That scares me when you say stuff like that. You need to know this stuff, right? If you haven't, maybe you need to revise a bit of the maths as well as biology, just saying, because that is like foundational. You can't hope to get higher than a C. I mean, really, you can't hope to get D without knowing the product rule, all right? Cool, so applying the product rule here, sort of run out of space, so I'm going to write it again here. 3x ln 3 equals dy dx minus, so u dashed v is 2y, and v dashed u is minus 2x dy dx, all right? And the reason why they've both got a minus sign is because there's a minus sign there as well. Okay, yeah, product rule formula, absolutely. Yeah? So we good so far, yeah? All you need to do from there, just tidy it up. 3x ln 3, so that shouldn't be a power, it's not power, and plus 2y equals dy dx minus 2x dy dx. And you can all see that, I hope. I'll just move the camera just to tease it. It goes the opposite way that I think it does. There we go. Yeah? And then one final line to go, what, I factorize dy dx on this guy. So that's dy dx. And that will give me 1 minus 2x in the bracket there. Okay? 3x ln 3 plus 2y. Yeah? Okay, just try and roll that back a teensy bit. Maybe I'll just hold the camera. So that now equals, so I'll just put the equal sign in. I'm literally holding onto the camera to make it not fall off the screen. Or the table rather. Sorry, that's not 3x, we'll say 3x, that should be 3 to the power x. That should be 3 to the power x. Yeah? And I know I need to prove that. Yeah? I will prove that in just a moment. So that's pretty simple. And I've got one more line after that that literally just goes around on plastic this. That if that's true, then dy dx is just 3x ln 3 over, so plus 2y rather, plus 2y over 1 minus 2x. And you could just substitute the coordinates to find exactly what dy and dx is. Well, dy over dx is rather. Yeah? So I hope that makes some more sense than you had before. So what things did you see here? The things you saw were that if you're differentiating x, just treat it as normal. If you're differentiating y, replace it with dy dx. So if it was 6y, it'll be 6 dy dx. If you're dealing with x squared, if that, so y squared, if that happened, by the way, that would be 2y dy dx. And then finally, what happens if you're differentiating something that combines x and y's? You use the product rule. All right, so I hope that's making sense to you. I'm literally holding the camera up. I'm going to stop doing that now. So let me know if you're not happy. And I'm going to put some basic rules down now. Yeah? Yes, I mean, it is pathetically easy, to be fair, but you need to know how to do it. Yeah? So I'm going to rub this out now. It's all been on the screen for some time, so you can just always go back and look at it later. And I'm just going to put, no, of course, my dude. I'm here to help you. Let me see. Oh, fine. Right, so I'm just going to show you how that works. One more time, the rules, very, very quickly. I'm going to do the 3x ln thingy, and then I think I'm going to stop because I'm going for more than an hour. Modulus is what I'll head up the live stream on Saturday with. I'm sorry, it's not Saturday, it's on Sunday, isn't it? We'll do live stream on modulus. I might do a video, actually, on modulus graphs, and then save the live stream for the other pure topics, but we'll see. All right, I'll make my call on that. Okay, cool. So if you wanted to differentiate 6x, it's just 6. If you wanted to differentiate 6y squared, for example, just differentiate it and then put dy dx. All right. If you wanted to differentiate something that's got y's everywhere, so 3x, so you see the x and the y are together on that one, aren't they? So we have to use product rule on that. So go u equals 3x, v equals y squared, du dx equals 3. I'm going to do it as u dashed and v dashed. Silly. Probably. You can look it up. You've got the book. You've got the answers. V dashed equals 2. Okay, and then you just go uv. So u dashed v, which is u dashed v will be 3y squared. That needs a dy dx if you're differentiating anything with y in it. Plus 3x times 2y. Or was that just 6xy dy dx? All right. So that's how that works. If it's just x, differentiate as normal. 6, not 0. 6y squared, yeah, differentiate just as normal, put a dy dx on it. And then finally 3xy squared. Differentiate that, you do it by product rule. Okay, hope that makes sense. Last thing as I said I'm going to do is I'm going to prove to you that the differential of AX, actually, I'm going to do AX because it's the easiest, will always be AX ln A. And the particular example we did, wasn't it? We did 3 to the power X. All right. So this is for every single to the X. So suppose Y equals A to the X. Yeah. If you differentiate that, so if you log both sides before, let me go further. So you log both sides, you get ln Y equals ln A to the X, which is X ln A. Hope we agree so far. I've not done anything mind-bogglingly bad there. Okay? Why is the differential of Y squared? It is because anytime you differentiate in terms of Y, you have to put a dy dx there. That is fundamental. All right? So differentiate Y squared, it will be 2y dy dx. All right? If it was Y to the 30 million, it will be 30 million Y to the 29 million. Why did I pick such a dumb answer? You differentiate and you put in dy dx. Just remember that. All right? The reason why is because we're basically differentiating in terms of X. So differentiating Y in terms of X, you have to kind of accept that. Okay, Y. Look, here is Y squared. Here is X squared. Under implicit differentiation, X squared just goes to X. Under implicit differentiation, these are the rules of the game. This is 2y dy dx, right? Good. I know, I mean, I'm so surprised you asked me that question. Back to the proof, yeah? So we've got here ln y. If you differentiate ln y, you get 1 over y dy dx. If you differentiate x ln a is just a number and x is just a variable, so that should be ln a. Put that on the other side, you get dy dx equals y ln a, but y is a to the x. So that's why, if you differentiate this guy, you get this guy, okay? And that's the proof. If you don't believe me, so you should believe me, but if you wanted to, your particular example, just replace a with 3 here throughout. So if it's y equals 3 to the x, that's ln 3 to the x, ln 3, ln 3, ln 3, 3 to the x ln 3, yeah? So that's the proof that you were asking for about 15 minutes ago. We said, how do I know that 3 to the x differentiates to 3x ln 3, okay? And it's one of the things you should know, all right? I wish we had more time. We should have 3 months more time, really. But this is what we've got so far, and this is what we're going to have to deal with. I'm going to call it a close here. I know I said I was going to do modulus. I suspect tomorrow I'm going to make a video on modulus. I will be doing a live stream, but it's not for you. You're more than welcome to crash in. It's literally for a pair of 14-year-olds. If you suddenly see, like, if you're a subscriber, you suddenly see there's a live stream going on, it's just not your live stream. Don't worry, okay? So you don't need to be any part of it, don't stress. I'm going to stay on here for about another 3 minutes to deal with any further questions. At 1:12 on the video length time, I'm going to stop now. I'm also going to email Hussein with the list of people that showed up. So that was, who did show up? Aisha did, Louis did. Yeah, I've got all of you guys. And I've got, yeah. So Aisha, Sultana, Louis, Dodge. That also means, Steph, that you've turned up to a maths for maths. We are very proud of you. I mean, I had to steal you. You said you don't need to do it. You can do it if you want. You don't need to do it. You should now have got an email saying that you've been moved to my maths for maths. No. You do it if it's good for your revision. Don't do it if it's not. And I've already cleared that with Hussein, so you don't need to worry about any of that. Yes, you've turned up. You just did. This is maths for maths. You just maths with VJ this time. We love you too, Alvin. Hold on. Where did the X go? What happens when you differentiate X, Bossman? So Stephanie, Montagne, and in fact, all of you guys that are in Hussein's maths or maths class, and I mean, it might not matter after today, are now in my class. Yes, you did. And you've all been officially transferred to mine. So in the end, I got what I wanted. I'd rather not have had the coronavirus though. I spoke to Hussein, it will not compulsory. Absolutely is not. Of course it's not. Hopefully if we see him again, please do thank him, because he's been an absolute gentleman about it. It's not a squeak. It's just like, yeah, VJ, take whoever you want. And I mean, there's no ego to that man at all. All the respect in the world to that guy. Okay, so Stephanie, Louis, anyone else who's in his class, Katerina, yeah. I'm just sending a register to him now. Katerina Dangova. So I've got Aisha, I've got Louis, I've got Steph, and I've got Katerina. Anyone else? Oliver, you were in there. I remember. And Eve. Now I remember. So I remember that time I came in and sat with you. Oliver Prout. Yep, I've got you. Eve, I've got you. So I'm done. Oliver, it's autocorrect your name to Sprout. I mean, there is a joke in there somewhere. Now Proust, who's actually one of the greatest writers of all time. Right, you're free to go, okay? I'm not doing any more now. I will make a video for you tomorrow, okay? We're saying to Tamamaya when he's trying. Yeah, he was a good guy. He really is a good. I mean, some people would be absolutely, why you undermine it. You knew that it was just out. I wanted to look after my class. Yes, you can. I mean, be reasonable with that. If you drop me a message at 3 a.m., just don't. Be nice. Be human, right? Fair shout. If you drop me at 6, I'll answer it. If you drop it at 9, I'll curse you and probably answer it. If you drop it at 2 a.m. and I'm playing, I don't know, FIFA with my mates, yes, that's right, correct. Yeah, that's beautiful. It's beautiful. I mean, there are people, because like a lot of people are feeling very stressed at the moment, that sending me messages at like 1 a.m. saying, I'm really stressed. To be fair, I'd rather you do that than not do that. But do you know what I mean? Because like, if you really are feeling like that, are you going to school for maths? FIFA at 2 a.m.? Well, I've got nothing to do. I'm so cool. I hate this. I'm just hating all of this. It was Formula One last night. We were playing Formula One last night. It was good. Aisha, Louis, Stephanie, Katerina, Oliver, Dave. Take care, guys. Take care. I'll hang around here for a little longer, but if you are done, go. You don't feel any obligation to hang around here because I am done here. There's no new content. If you got any specific question, you sent me your projectiles problem, by the way. Yep. Okay, fine. Can you, before you want me to answer that, can you read Eve's one? Eve's over Evie's, and then message me whether you need it or not. I'm not trying to be late. Actually, let's be fair. I'm trying to be lazy. But if you can get it yourself, you mastered it. You know what I mean? I'm more than happy to like shoot like a quick 5-minute video on it. When I say more than happy, I'll do it if I have to. No, I'll do it. But like, drop me a message. Stay safe from that. Yeah, bless you, my dudes. Bless all of you. Take care out there. So it's an interesting world. I'm going to be here for a while, God willing. I'll hang around here for about another minute or so. You guys, can you check what I said about the mocks being easier? I own it. I am the mocks. I haven't been told to make it easier. All right. I wrote, but I didn't write the mock. I produced the mock. I don't know if it's doing it as a thing. I think I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. No one has told me, but that doesn't mean it's not true. Okay. So all I'm going to say to you is just remember what I've been saying from the beginning. I will look after your well-being. All right. I'm not going to let you go away with 13 U's or 12 you get used. That's not going to happen because you don't deserve it. One of the reasons I was staying up last night, I couldn't get to sleep. It's just because I think you guys I really regret this because like you're the kind of class you get every 5 years, right? Well, the last time I had a class as good as you was 2014. I really regrets it. Well done, Alvin. Well done. You're weird. Yeah, I'm not going to comment on that bit. You two are phone VJ's voice and freak. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? You're hearing my voice in your house. It's mad. It's not the craziest thing that's happening in the world, but it is mad. All right, I'm going to shut up, otherwise everyone, I'm wasting your time. Look after yourselves, my dudes. You're in my thoughts. I'm praying for all of you. I'll make a video tomorrow, and I'll do a live stream on Sunday. Take care.